nicely stopped by the goalkeeper, and they fish around for the ball in there, but McGarry spread himself superbly. A great run by Larry Murphy, and a great piece of goalkeeping, decisive and brave by James McGarry.
Number 4, Brendan Cummins, still fresh.
Roderick's there also. Here's another chance, comes up Brendan Cummins, and it stays out. Well, there was a goal on there. There was a goal on for Declan Ryan a little while ago, but credit Brendan Cummins. It spilled away, and Paul Ormond was very happy to see this one head out over the end line.
At 3, Damien denies Declan.
Because Hamlett's a great save by Damien Fitzhenry. What a great shot, what a great save. David Ford head down.
At 2, Brendan Cummins again.
Striking in and saved well and swept back. This one fell down to Griffin after Ford made that run, a penetrating run right through a defence that is absolutely as shaky as hell.
And number 1, save of the year, Brendan Cummins charting more often than Westlife, and better looking too.
Great save! Brilliant stop by Brendan Cummins. Well, the performance of Brendan Cummins will be one of the great talking points following this match. It was a remarkable save.
Senior playing under 21 with club and county, but when I do get time off, really there's nothing else I can do except maybe play a game of pool or snooker or something relaxing and quiet like that, because you don't have much energy left when you're training and you can't be going on the beer that often, so this is about what I do really. The under 21 hurling championship came around in early June. It was 9 days after my initial hamstring injury, but I was so keen to play, I presumed that my leg was right, and it wasn't in hindsight, and I'd pull up after about 6 minutes. We played off Lee in Kilkenny again. I sat out that one because it was obvious that my leg wasn't right. We managed to get out of that one rather luckily again. Offaly got a goal, and then we got 21-yard free, and we scored from the rebound, and put us 2 points up again and into the Leinster final. The crowd were immense that night. The second half we turned around against a gale force wind with just a 2-point advantage, and somehow they willed us through to the very end, and we ended up winning by 2 points. It was a special night, there's no doubt about it. The county was very down after the senior final. I think the under-21 match was a morale booster more so than anything else. People could go around and say, well, at least we won one match, one Leinster final against Kilkenny this year, because the minors and seniors had went down quite badly. We were pitted against Antrim in the semi-final. We got a nice 10-point cushion, and we never really looked back from there. Well, after the under-21 game, myself and a few of the other under-21s that hadn't previously been on the senior team were given a run out against Galway in a challenge match, and we obviously impressed the management to an extent to leave us on the team for the Limerick match.
Just trying to keep him out, away from the danger area, not giving him an easy shot in. Well cleared by David O'Connor of Wexford.
It meant an awful lot to me and the rest of the young lads to pull on that senior jersey, because there have been a fair bit of negative talk maybe that we hadn't been winning minors and under-21s in Wexford, and it was great to sort of perform against a team that had won underage titles.
Sent in beautifully inside here. This is the substitute, and that's a second goal for Tipperary, and it's scored by...
When we lost Tip, we were devastated. There was no talk of next weekend or anything else, except we could have been in an All-Ireland senior final, and we just weren't.
Oh, well and truly in the final.
Limerick won the All-Ireland last year, a very, very tough All-Ireland win. This year they beat Cork, who had won the corresponding minor All-Ireland. They beat Tip in the Munster final, who I fancied to win it out, and they beat a very, very good Galway team in the semi-final. So they're obviously a good team, there's no two ways about it. I don't know many of them, know much about many of them, apart from maybe the fellas that we played in the senior, and probably Stephen Lucey I know best because of the Fitzgibbon Cup with me up in UCD. Last April when we won the Fitzgibbon Cup, Stephen had to go off injured in the replayed final, and we kind of did it for him kind of thing, but I can guarantee him now we won't be doing it for him on Sunday.
Somebody mentioned Stephen Lucey. Plays his club hurling with Atlantis.
last year we got to the All-Ireland final in both 21 and the hurling and football, like. And this year we got to the Munster final of the 21s. We lost to Cork, but we kind of got it together then a bit after with the hurling this time after getting to the final again. We played Tip and Galway and Cork, and we've come through them. So we've been gunning for Wexford all year. I can't wait. Like.
Carroll is coming for it. So too Declan Ryan, and again it's David O'Connor.
Wexford hit a low when they played Kilkenny in the senior, and they came along then and they changed the whole setup and they brought in all the under-21s teams. So I can imagine the experience they're after gaining is colossal, especially in all those games they've played against Tip and Limerick, you know, in Croke Park. So they won't be shy of playing an All-Ireland final. No, I think they'll be very good. When I didn't get on the senior panel, I was very disappointed, and I was they said they were giving me a break, and I didn't know what the story was exactly. I never fully knew the reason why. But then the Munster Championship came around, and I was kind of disappointed in the run-up to the matches and stuff, you know. But still, the lads, Brian Geary and Brian Beggar, like, played Stormers and things, and it was kind of hard to swallow at the time. But get over it, like, you know.
Kerry half-back line not looking themselves. Stephen Lucey.
The game against Kerry, I'd been looking forward to it all year long. I just had one person in my mind. I knew it'd be Macklin Morris. As soon as Liam Hassett was injured, I kind of knew straight away that Morris Fitz is going to be the man centre forward, and I just had total focus, and I was only dying to mark him. And when the game came around, then I was amazed. I had no nerves at all, and I just went out and I just played. I had a lot of confidence that day, like, and we all had really, but we kind of didn't pull through at the end. 10 minutes to go, there's only a point or two between us, and then they got a goal, and that was it. Then they just tacked on a few scores.
On the 13-metre line for Alan Barry. Barry's going through.
Winning the Fitzgibbon Cup was one of the greatest achievements that we've ever done. You know, myself and the lads in college, like, we're just like a gang of brothers. Like, you know, we do everything together. We train nearly every day, and we hang around together, and we go out or whatever. And most of us are in the same courses and stuff. And then to actually go out and win the Fitzgibbon Cup was something out of this world, like. Well, I played with David O'Connor, Doc, we call him so affectionately, like, but himself and some of the other guys, like, we played in the Fitzgibbon Cup, and we have, you know, we've been training all year together, and now we're coming out in opposition against each other in All-Ireland final. I didn't think it would happen. We were saying it to each other during the year, oh yeah, we'll see you in the All-Ireland final and all that, and now it's happened, like, so it's kind of strange kind of feeling, but, like, that won't matter. Like, as soon as the ball is thrown in, I mean, you don't care who you're hitting, like, I mean, like, if they're getting in the way, that's one problem. We've had a great run the last 2 years, you know, we're after getting into 2 All-Irelands now in a row. And there's some lads coming through, like Andrew Shaughnessy and Maurice O'Brien, they're coming through now from minor grade, and they're still in secondary school, both of them down in St. Coleman's, and they're after gaining great experience, like, and they're still only young, like, if we can keep them, fellas like that coming through, then I reckon we'll have a great future. My own ambition for the future, I just want to win everything I possibly can. Definitely the senior All-Ireland has to be #1, and I'm sure everybody else is the same in Limerick. There's players there like Kieran Carey and Matt Foley, and if they don't end up with an All-Ireland medal, it's a joke, like.
And this year's Galadors, the top 5 finishes coming up.
Fergal Healy trying to advance down that left-hand side, cutting in well.
At 5, Fergal Healy keeping hope alive.
He's come out of it, he's got a goal! This was Fergal Healy getting inside the cover.
And I'm starting to lose control.
Ollie Moran.
At 4, Limerick's cutting edge, James Butler.
The point last year, getting by, John Brown, and that's gone in, and it's a goal for Limerick. Look at this for pace, taking on the left corner back, off the back stanchion, back out again.
John Milan, nice ball in.
And at 3, Waterford's Paul Flynn.
Paul Flynn, would there be a goal on his mind, Paul Flynn? Once Stephen fell, the goal was opening up, but Paul Flynn shot it through.
On Philip Marr.
Number 2, it's Larry O and his band of brothers.
Towards the general direction of that inside forward line. Here's Larry O'Gorman. Wexford needs something, and he provides it!
Wexford needed that. Martha Story coming on.
He took it over the head there of Paul Ormond and drove it mercilessly in past Brendan Cummins. A key moment in this game, perhaps. Lashing it forward, it's Larry Murphy. angling this one across here.
And the breaking ball goal of the year, Rory McCarthy and that overhead smash.
Dangerous ball in there and the goal! Mitch Jordan popping up on the left-hand side, and what about this for an absolutely brilliant finish? There was nothing that Timmy Houlihan could do to deny Rory McCarthy. Lovely wrist work, great decisiveness, and a smashing goal.
It's the most unusual under-21 final I remember, with so many players on both sides that have senior experience at a high level. The Limerick defence should be very good. Brian Geary, who's terrific senior experience, he'll be very good at centre-back in the Limerick team. Stephen Lucey will be there as well, of course. And then they have Mark Keane. He's putting up amazing scores in every game. He'll take a lot of watching by the Wexford backs. But then the Wexford backs are good. The Doc O'Connor, he shone for the Wexford senior team this year, cleared ball after ball there in the semi-final. And then up forward, they have the likes of Nicky Lambert and Trevor Kelly, all with senior experience. I think it will be a very, very competitive game. This is a very special Limerick team, and there's great confidence and optimism in the county. I think that will inspire this Limerick team to win their second under-21 All-Ireland in a row.
I think the back lines are going to have a big role to play. Whoever performs the better, I think, will come out on top. Tipperary notched up 13 points, I think, in both games with a replay with Cork. Tipperary in particular, they're well able to run onto a ball and take a point from 30, 40 yards on the run. Kilkenny are the same. So I think it should make for a great spectacle. Tipperary are going for 3 in a row. It's 1994, I think, since Kilkenny last won in All-Ireland, so they're well overdue one. I think Tipperary will possibly, the papers and media will possibly make them favourites. So I suppose my head says Tipperary, but my heart definitely says Kilkenny by a point.
Next week on Breaking Ball, Graham Garrity on the Life and Times.